What's going on, you guys? It's Resto, and it's been a minute since I've actually done an actual commentary. Been really grinding the rated scene in PvP towards endgame. Actually been doing some stuff on the side as well in terms of endgame. Plan on making a montage. Actually got in contact with Zwen. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that monk from back in the past. He's not so much around anymore, but we agreed to kind of do something together. We're gonna do a little montage collaboration. I think that'll be pretty cool. I'll be editing it myself, so I don't know when that's gonna be coming out. I gotta figure out when I can get his clips, etc. We're just gonna try to figure out how to synchronize all that fun stuff. On the side, I'm doing endgame RBGs. It's currently 2500 CR right now, looking to push higher, most likely going to get hero this expansion. I want to try to push Glad this season as well. Go for my first Glad of actually trying to push in arenas. That mount is just a huge motivation for me. The Sinful Gladiator mount, it's so sexy. I don't know if you guys have seen it yet, but I've seen it both online and in game, and it's just definitely something worth to go for. Going back to Twinks right now, after playing RBGs for so long, is such a weird transition. Just having such high standards and going to Twinking to having no standards, you know, where no one knows what they're doing. They're just running around aimlessly, not really doing what you're used to, you know. I've been playing weeks of RBGs, and it's just so weird to actually play on a Twinking bracket. This is a 39 Twink that obviously is no longer 39. It's now a level 17. So he pretty much has the gear for a 19 Twink. So I guess you can call this a 19 Twink. I plan on leveling this tune to 20 since he already has most of the gear and a lot of enchants already. It's just more convenient, I guess you could say. Probably have to replace some pieces, but it's mainly the crafting pieces that I'd like to keep and continue to use towards the 20 bracket. As a 19 Twink right now, playing against levelers like this, it's not really as fun. It's pretty easy. I can really do everything aimlessly and not really think about, you know, my position or just outplaying somebody. It's just, I don't know, it's super easy just to get away from people and kind of kite around because no one really is geared enough to stop you. So like what I'm doing right now, at like what you're watching when I have 3 people on me, well, 2, I guess the mage isn't really focusing me. I wouldn't be able to do that if this was, you know, more geared players, more Twinks. I wouldn't be able to even pursue what I just did right there. Obviously, I would retrack how I played, how I approached that situation, and kind of engage it that way. As of right now, my goal is to be at least top 50 NA for the RBG ladder. I was top 50 for a couple weeks actually, and then I took 2 days off of RBGs, and now I'm back, I think, at 110. So I mean, I'm still close to top 100, but that's the goal. I main Boomy. For you guys that don't know, that are also new to the channel, I main a Boomkin. I FC as Restoration Druid as a Twink. I've been doing that since Cataclysm for the longest time. I have a little sweet spot for the Twinking bracket of 19s and 20s in general. I know 19s are more war games, scheduled queues. 20s you can kind of queue whenever, as long as you're a free-to-play or your account has been expired. So interesting approaches on some of the Twinking brackets, especially 39s. I heard that one's actually pretty fun, but like I said, it's just war games. I try to stay away from those brackets. The only reason is because the coordination with everybody and getting online is just sometimes can be a hassle, and I just don't like to rely on war games. And especially in war games, I don't know if you guys are familiar, those who do play war games, a lot of people don't have multiple classes, so it's a lot of like the same classes that you're going against. There's not variety, it's not a real comp, so it's kind of dull, I guess you could say. And then if you have certain people online that have certain tunes, then one team would be OP than the other. Even if you like swap teams and balance it out, it doesn't really work. So that's why I try to stay away from war games. I think 70s at the time was the only exception, only because everything was really strong and it didn't really matter what you actually played. It's just as long as you knew how to play, you knew the strategies of the battlegrounds, you were able to win just fine. We usually were pretty good at keeping a balanced team as well and a good comp. Most 70s had multiple characters, but now we're all level 27. Not really 70 anymore, which kind of sucks, but every 29 is pretty much a 70 Twink. I think my 70s will stay 27. I don't plan on really going on them ever again. Unless something happens with 29s where, you know, it actually becomes popular, then I'll level them to 29 and just replay my 70 Twinks, or 29 Twinks, I guess you can say now. As much as I'm against 29 Twinks, Shadowlands is a little different. So you won't be seeing 29 Twinks with 20s anymore, so I really don't care for 29 Twinks anymore in terms of the hate side of it. If anything, I'll play one myself now just because it doesn't incorporate 20s. With 20s, all it is either you're a vet with a little bit more gear because you have access to it faster, or you're a free to play. The vets do have a slight advantage, like I've said in the past. They have access to gear faster. They have access to some gear that a free to play will most likely never get because of the grind. It's stupid. As a vet, you can just buy it off the auction house for quite a bit of gold. I think they go for like 100k to like 70k. Some go up to 250k. Really depends on your server. It's all server dependent on what you get. But those are the BOE drops with prismatic requirements to it. That comes from the world drops at High Mountain, Stormheim, all those WOD areas. Just farming certain spots in the areas for hours and days and weeks on end until you get the right off stat with a spec or with a prismatic slot. So that's the downside of it to a free-to-play. Free-to-plays actually have to grind that rather than buy off the auction house because we don't have access to the auction house. My free-to-play tune, since I've been grinding RBGs lately and trying to keep up with the ladder and stay high rated, I have not gone and got my enchants for my tunes yet. I was playing 20s for a bit. I was trying to get you guys a 20 gameplay, but it was just very stressful for me to actually try to get a decent gameplay, just because nobody really focuses the objective, and it's hard for me to actually put damage, I guess you could say. I was always top in charts, but I was dying a lot, and I don't really like to put that type of gameplay on the channel. I like to show you guys like a lot of cool outplay stuff, objective based winning games, team working together, stuff like that. I like to promote the objective based side of the PvP and Twinking. Unless it's a rogue or a windwalker, then I'm all for just, you know, going strictly for DPS and just going for some pretty nutty gameplay, not really caring for the objective, because that's just how 20s are. You know, it's 50-50 on whether that objective is being followed or not. So really it plays out. I really wanted to get a Druid gameplay out there. Boomy's actually feeling really nice on free to play, especially when I don't have any trinkets. I have all the gems on the dude. There are some pieces that I want to get now. There's some different pieces that I want to strive for instead of the ones that I have now. It's nothing huge. Like, I still want to keep the gem slots that I got right now. It's just a neck piece and a ring and a trinket that I want to get in replacement of what I have now. Plus I still have to grind one dungeon for the prismatic slot bonus. There's a ring and a bracer that I want to get. So there's 3 different type of upgrades. There's one where it's just the triple stat, the triple off stat it comes in. 2 is when it's just the prismatic bonus, and there's 3 when it comes with the triple stat and the prismatic gem slot bonus. That is the best in slot, obviously, because you know you're getting that 3rd extra stat. I wouldn't say it's too hard to get. I think I got my paladins on the first try with just the prismatic slot, so it's just a matter of getting both of them. I'm sure, I mean, it'll take quite a grind to get it, but it's nothing really crazy to really go for. But something I'm gonna have to do when I find time. I'll probably have a lot more time on Twinks when I get Hero this season. I want to push for Glad too, so a lot of endgame stuff, like I said before. I just want to push for Glad, see if I can do it. Get that mount. That's something I really want to do. I'm hoping that mount, if I don't get it this season, I'm hoping that mount stays for quite a bit of time. I know usually it changes up every season, but hopefully it's something similar, because that mount's too sexy. I don't know. If you guys haven't seen it, I definitely recommend going ahead and check it out. It's a Sinful Gladiator. I think it's called the Drake, or I don't think it's a Drake. I don't even know what it is. Just look up Sinful Gladiator mount on Google. You'll find it. It's pretty nice. But other than that, that's pretty much this gameplay. Just a little 19 Twink gameplay, 17, 19, whatever. Nothing too crazy. It was kind of just like, you know, brainlessly running flags back and forth without any stress. But this is just a little video to update you guys what's going on. I know some of you guys wanted to see some Twink gameplay. I do have another RBG gameplay lined up against one of the rank 1 teams that we beat, so it's something I want to kind of upload to you guys. But other than that, it's been Resto, guys. See you guys next time.